Well, we're going live.
We're live right now, so.
Say hey, everybody.
Hi.
Still getting things ready here. We're never prepared completely.
Daddy was working on a project, and so he was just about 3 minutes ago finished with that, and then we realized we don't have the. We gotta turn that volume down.
Is this? Can you guys hear this thump, thump, thump? Hopefully. Can you guys hear this thump, thump, thump? Oh, I heard that. So turn that down. Mute it.
Okay, I'm trying to get the chat going here.
There's some chat over here. Everybody saying hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
So tonight is Sunday, and on Sundays we always do make your own dinner and kind of try to clean out the fridge and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing tonight for dinner. Half the kids ate like an hour ago because they forgot it was the live dinner. So some kids are eating a second dinner. Just
What about second dinner?
yeah, second breakfast. I don't have anything prepared. Neither do you because
No, I was working on the bunk beds.
yeah, it's been bunk bed weekend at our house, which is super exciting. What's that?
It's telling us they don't want us to use that browser.
Slow but sure, we'll get this.
You can go look at the chat on there if you want.
I can't see from here, so I have to walk over there, which means I'd be far from the microphone, so I'll just wait patiently.
They're all still high.
So, hello again.
Hi.
Can we see everybody? I guess we didn't even check that. We're,
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
So today was Sunday. We had church this morning, and our friends came over like they always do, and then we
Solly, why are you
had
running around?
biscuit pizzas for lunch today on our routine of lunch ideas for Sundays.
Hi.
Then this afternoon, what did we do? I worked on painting the bunk beds. Tom went to buy mattresses and the stuff for the ladder. I went out and saw my grandma and grandpa. Kids played. Anything else? I think that's about it.
It's interesting. I can't search. Like I'm on YouTube, but I click on a video.
Do we have the volume down? Because whatever. It'll be really weird if we start playing another video through here. And I think that one time we would be ready.
Yeah, you'd think we'd be prepared by now. I had everything ready, actually.
Except for the chat.
Except for having the visible chat, yeah.
Which is an important part. Does anybody say anything over there I can respond to? This is what I know about being an INFJ. I'm a responder.
Do you
It's much
have a
easier.
picture of the bunk beds?
What?
Do you have a picture of the bunk beds?
No, we don't have a picture. They're still in progress. What?
That's we don't have bunk beds yet.
And
Can we see the girls' bedroom in progress?
I'm not sure. Can we take the camera that way?
I suppose.
Alright, I'll see what I can do here.
You gotta have to carry this and just go aim that.
Alright, how am I doing here? Okay, so there's a top bunk and a bottom bunk. Of course, you got the floor done, walls done, the ceiling done. See if I can tip it up where you can see that. A new light. Got all the shelving in over there, but it's not painted yet. Wallpaper. Making progress. Okay, now let's see if I can get this back where it belongs. How's that? Oh man.
I'll adjust it in a second. Just
It's okay. I'm just watching over there. Sort of.
well, I'm not sure what's going on with this dumb computer.
Can I just use my phone? I can just look at
Yep.
the chat there. Is my phone laying over there somewhere?
here it is.
Thanks. Okay. Make sure my own volume's down.
I bet you already tried.
Oh look, watch live now, Andrea Mills. I can click that. Okay, so now how do I see the chat on mine? Do I just need to go down here to the bottom?
No,
there's
you gotta go to the top and push live chat.
Help me out here, Asher.
And just go to the top and push live chat. That's all you do. That's how it is.
They're all telling you to restart the computer.
Needs a computer guy to look at it.
Maybe Justus needs to help us.
I clicked on live chat, so there it is.
Okay, thanks. All right. Look at there. What do we all have for dinner? I'll say that again. It's Sunday night. We always just do a make your own dinner and eat leftovers kind of night. So that's what we're still doing. And half the kids already ate like an hour ago. So we're just half-heartedly eating dinner tonight. Oh, it's Leah's birthday tomorrow.
Leah's?
Yeah, somebody, can you tell Leah happy birthday on there? Happy birthday. Oh, and somebody wants to say hi to the Perez kids. Can you guys say hi to the Perez kids?
Hi, kids. They're asking when you're going on your next trip.
Who knows, man? We are having a good start to the new year, I think. I don't think anything. Yeah. Been still working on feeling like I'm ready to start the new year. Like I still have a lot of plans in my head that I'm trying to implement. Why am I'm not seeing anything new.
Oh, you just have to scroll all the way back down because it'll stop the. It moving when you do it.
They're popping up.
I just need to be patient.
Well, when you like move the scroll around, then it moves.
Here. Man, this is just a slow start to the day. There we go. There's something I can latch onto. Me and my responder. What's my MBTI type? I'm an INFJ. If you watch C.S. Joseph's stuff on how to type someone without using a test, he has the 6 communication styles. And one of the things for an INFJ is that we're responders, which is why it's hard for me to like just start talking to you about something if I'd much rather have comments that I can respond to. That's how we were talking with my friends the other day at the library. There's several of us moms that were sitting there and we're all introvert types, and so I was making the observation that we all are more of the quiet introvert types, and our 3 girls that play together are all extroverts and get a little crazy with each other at the library. And we were discussing how we handle social situations, and I'm a very friendly person. I enjoy visiting with people, but I'm not usually going to be the conversation starter. So I usually just try to sit and look as friendly as possible so people will approach me and start talking to me, but I'm probably not going to go up to them and start talking to them.
Someone said the screen is freezing every time.
Why is Solomon wearing red today instead of green? Because
I don't have my green shirt.
couldn't find it.
I want it.
Partly it's also because he really likes that red shirt. It's one of his favorites. One of our YouTube friends sent it to him, and he really likes it. The thing I was talking about with the personality types, it's a YouTube channel. C.S. Joseph is the guy's name he talks a lot about personality types, and I've learned a lot from his channel. He's if you're talking for your daughter, he's not always, I don't know how old your daughter is. He's not always clean in his conversation. So just keep that in mind. But he has really good information. I think he has a blog or something too that has most of his stuff on there. So Do I think our kids will want to have as many kids as we have?
Yes.
You do? We're just laughing, or I was today, because I was feeding Hannah, and then when I got done nursing her, Asher and Thomas were sitting there, and Asher asked if he could hold Hannah, and then Thomas asked if he could hold Hannah, and I gave her to Asher because he asked first, and Thomas says, "That's not fair." Claudia. Because, and I said, "Well, I've only got one Hannah," and he asked first, and Thomas said, "Well, go make another one," because he wants to hold a baby too. And I was just thinking how funny that there's so many people that act like, you know, our poor older boys suffering with so many siblings and all that, and that's definitely not how they think of it. How's our weather been? It's actually been pretty nice the last several days. That
You know, when it rained and it froze.
Oh yeah, it did rain the other day, which is not normal for this time of the year, and it was very, very slick. I was outside with Thomas that morning and about fell down twice because it was so slick outside. But really, it's been, after that huge snowstorm we had right around New Year's, I don't really think it's snowed much since then, so it's been pretty nice.
I think we're batting 0 on
Chatting
hidden
and stuff.
chat. The Surface isn't booting up either.
Someone wants to know if you like Latin food, Dad.
I enjoy enchiladas. In case of yes.
What is Eden's birthday theme gonna be?
Probably a JoJo.
Yeah, she wants a JoJo Siwa birthday party. So we'll think of something that goes with that. Now, this Saturday, the 19th, is Sophia's birthday, and where is she at? Behind now?
Under the table.
She wanted a squishy birthday party, like those squishy toys. So we're having a squishy birthday party for Sophia on Saturday.
Like, here's the birthday party, play squish. Oh yeah.
Is Thomas single? Yes, he is.
Maybe you could make bows like the girls do on Intj. They make bows. Like,
Yeah, see, that would be fun. Gabrielle says she was just about to drive to Jersey, but she saw we were live, so she's got her priorities. Oh yeah, there's the hair bow idea. That's a good idea. How long will I nurse Hannah? I'll just nurse her probably till she doesn't want to anymore. There's only been one of my kids that I've made stop nursing, and that was Solomon. He was 2.5 almost, and I was ready to quit. But the other kids have all just stopped when they wanted to.
Oh, I got something.
You need a cup? Is there one in here? What's my favorite food? Chicken Alfredo. Although I really like a roast beef dinner too.
mine is spaghetti.
Yeah. 3
3
a.m. in Finland. That's pretty late or early, whichever. Yeah. I might still be up at 3 a.m., but I wouldn't want to get up at 3 a.m. Do we have any pets besides Knuckles? Do we have any more pets?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who do we have for pets?
we have a kitty cat.
No, we don't have any kitty
I
cats.
know.
We used to.
Rabbit.
We do.
A rabbit.
We have 2 rabbits, huh?
And fishies.
And fishy.
6 fishies.
Yep.
Hannah.
But we'd let all of our turtles go.
Turtle.
We haven't actually, I haven't edited that video, so we'll get to see it eventually, but, and our bunnies' names are, what's our bunnies' names?
Snowball.
Snowball and
No fake.
Chipper.
Other kid.
Chipper.
And the bad one.
Is eating an orange count as dinner with you guys? Actually, that's what I had right before we started. Orange. Do people tell me all the time that Hannah's the spitting image of me? I don't know. I know people have said it a few times, but
She's looked like about everybody,
Yeah.
I think.
I think all my kids at around the 6-month mark remind me of myself a lot. But then they kind of morph and look like different people at different times. She's congratulating me on the backpacks. I was so proud of the backpacks, and everybody that's asked if I would make them and sell them, that would never happen. I'd have to sell them for like $300 each to make it worth it. So, oh, okay. So I can stop looking at that.
Maybe.
Mom, you would pay
You press the
$300.
arrow to make it go all the way
Nope,
down.
stay down. Let's see. I'm really behind on mine, so I missed a whole bunch of stuff. But I'll just stop looking at this one. Okay.
It could be better, but at least we have
Beef
it.
stroganoff is good too. Yeah, I like that.
I'm making some food.
Okay. Daddy's ready to relax now. How is Thomas and his car doing? We got the new tires.
Still doesn't start.
We got the alternator. Somebody repaired it, but we're not confident that it's really, because it's still not starting half
It's
the time.
gotta have a short. It's gonna have a short. The alternator's been rebuilt now, and we got new battery, new tires. So there's gonna have to be a short. We're gonna have to trace that out.
We're thinking it might have to do with the stereo system that's in it, possibly.
Yep.
Because
Something.
the guy that we bought it from had just put that stereo system in not long before we got it, so I don't know. I'm thinking that might be where the problem is, but you know, it takes us a while to get around to things because there's always lots of things to do. What? I don't care. Is the girls' room almost done? We're getting there. We made some bunk beds this weekend, didn't we? We're not done with the bunk beds yet, but we're getting that part done. And then, what? No, just hang out. What was I gonna say? Oh, we still need to paint the shelves. Then we were gonna rework the crib, but now I think we could possibly come up with an entirely different plan with the crib situation. So, what's happening there? It's cutting out. Is it just this one? Must be, because it's not doing it over there. I'm losing the chat or something.
Chat's fine.
Is
I
it?
need a
Just ignore
cup.
the video.
Okay.
Give me a cup.
What are you eating? They want to
Give
know.
me a cup.
Warming up some leftover pizza from pizza night.
Mommy.
They say happy birthday to Sophia because it's almost your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
How many days?
7.
Is it 7?
think
No,
it's
6 more days.
Yay.
It's so
Usually you do
exciting.
use canned biscuits. That's an easy one. I can field that question.
If anyone's interested in getting in contact with Thomas, our address is always in the description. So there's a mailbox if you want to get in touch.
Mommy.
Man, if I had chicks waiting in line to hook up with me, I would have been awesome at that age.
The patterns. Don't, Claudia. The patterns for the backpack. Maybe can you visit with everybody for a minute? I'll just go get it and show
Yes.
everybody what the pattern was.
Daddy.
No, it's not an Alero. It's a Grand Am, and the guy put some stereo. We think maybe he tied into the direct to the battery instead of going to the car. Wow, you guys started doing home church. That's wonderful. It is a big blessing. Works good for us. Is Thomas going to take college courses in the summer? Probably not. We don't pressure college. I wish I hadn't gone, to be honest with you. And he's not sure still what he wants to do yet, so I guess we'll know more after that. Who does Judah look like?
He looks like
Judah.
himself.
Judah reminds me of my Uncle Steve and my brother Ron.
When you look at the pictures of me when I was little.
Here, scooch.
You're too blonde and you look like Rock Lee.
Remy can say that I look like you.
Here, scooch.
You do
gonna
look
get
like
squashed.
me. All you guys look like me.
Stop.
No, you need to move.
I don't need to.
Yes, you do.
I don't want to.
I'm not sure about the ignition coil. I'm not much of a supercar guy. I'm a computer guy doing car stuff, so I learn stuff as I go, but we'll check that out. It could be something like that. There's an O2 sensor that's been dangling underneath and has been dragging on the ground. And there's an electrical connection clearly there, and it's all been rubbed and sanded off of grinding onto the street. So part of me wonders if it's that, if it's shorting out. But we're going to start. I need to just get my multimeter out there and just start
Maybe
pulling
that's
fuses.
what our next Saturday project needs to be. Is just...
And just start pulling fuses and see when the draw stops and then figure out what it was.
Okay, for the sewing pattern, this is the pattern I use for the backpacks. It's Simplicity 1388. I made this one here, well, the view A, but I added a lot of pockets and things to it. So, anyways, and somebody asked what kind of sewing machine I have. What do I have? It's a Singer. It's a Heritage model.
It's a new one. It's made to be a retro. It's still on my phone.
It
right
looks
there.
like a vintage sewing machine, sort of, but it's a new Singer machine. I did have a Brother machine that I used for years, and it still worked just fine. It's just this one was really pretty, and when I saw it, I was like, oh. And
That's
so
what motivates her. Pretty. I
Tom,
don't care what stitches it does. I don't care how powerful it is.
Tom sneakily went
Pretty.
and bought it, and then
Oh, that was a bad deal.
anyways,
We were in the same store together, and I managed to purchase it, load it in the car in a hidden spot, giant sewing machine, without her knowing. She thought I was still in the store wandering around. It was great. But then there was a possibility we could have gotten like another $60 off on it with her discount. So I said, fine, I'll tell you what it is, and we'll use your credit to get the discount. And ended up discount, we didn't get it.
but then he revealed my present. Who's this?
And then I revealed the present. It was terrible.
Anyways, the backpack project is the first project I really noticed a difference between my little inexpensive Brother machine and the nicer Singer machine, because there were parts where I was sewing over many layers, and I feel like the Brother machine would have bogged down and had a hard time, and the Singer one, it's just a nicer machine, and it just sewed right over everything. So that was nice. See, I think we're losing it sometimes, or
It's way behind on this one. I don't know if that's the way it actually is. I don't think it is.
yeah, that's definitely not the same comment.
Like 15
That's
seconds behind.
It's a lot more than
there.
that.
That's the same one, I think. Well, except for now, that one's progressed a whole bunch. The Singer machine was probably 3 times the price of the Brother machine. So, if you are new to sewing, I would say go with a cheap Brother machine. I got mine at Walmart, and it was like not the cheapest one, but it's like the second cheapest one they had, and it worked fine for everything I've ever made. So I've been sewing a lot of stuff for a lot of years with it, and it did just fine. So if you were interested, I wouldn't worry about getting something very expensive or fancy, because at the point that you wanted to do more complicated, more difficult projects that maybe would make a difference, then you could get a better machine if you wanted. But no point in spending the money in the beginning, I'd say. Now I don't know. I can't see nothing. What? No, I'm just being
You want
silly.
to know Hannah's in the big crib in the girls' room.
No, she's not in there yet, because, well, up until now, Claudia's still been sleeping in it. So, the idea that I had today, when I was sitting in there painting, and a scene about how excited the girls would be to sleep in their new beds and all that, and that we don't have sheets for the beds yet, so I thought, well, we'll just spread blankets over them or something until we can go get some sheets. And then I was thinking about, should I make sheets or should we just buy some? And then I was thinking to myself, it's kind of silly that Hannah's going to have 2 beds in there. I don't think she wants it.
You think?
Yeah, I think. Anyways, so then it occurred to me that maybe we could just make some nice, those little things that go on, like you can put on a bed to make a side for the mattress so that the kids don't fall off of a bed.
Stop
I was thinking that we
You
could
are
make
totally
our
doing
own
that
that
on
would go the
purpose.
whole length of the mattress and at the bottom, and just turn her bunk into a crib basically for her, and take the crib out of the room so it'd have a little bit more play space, and she could just sleep on her actual bed and just skip over the crib. It's kind of what I was thinking. Tom seemed like he was game for that plan, maybe. So
I'm game for whatever you want to do, baby doll.
you guys care about wearing the same clothes as a family?
I hate it.
Don't say that. People will believe you, and we'll get in trouble.
I'm just kidding.
Do you guys care? Do you like wearing the same clothes?
Yeah, I like wearing the same clothes.
All right. Nobody answered.
My clothes is 90% of the time whenever I put on a shirt, a real bad shirt.
Yeah, Thomas was frustrated this morning because he put on his shirt and it said Tom, and I apparently got him mixed up when I handed out laundry. So
Makes you feel like a team. When we go out in public, it feels like Team Mills. Oh my gosh, baby girl, quit trying out your voice.
Has Eden been using her Christmas gift yet?
I almost ran out of the that was putting the thing.
Yeah, on Christmas Day, she almost used up all the little containers because she made all sorts of little ointments and she's been giving them to people, and she made a
Good.
tincture this last week. She's been really enjoying it.
Ryan's here and says that Cam says hi.
Where? Hi.
Or-
Oh, there he is, right there. Hi, Ryan. That's my brother.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
For a second, I thought you meant actually here, and I was like, what? There's something up there that I was gonna talk about.
I don't think
but-
you should be
okay.
scrolling.
All right, I won't touch anything. All right, if you said something that I haven't responded to, you could say it again. She's got angled ceilings that she needs to work with.
Hey,
I don't know.
you are a grouch.
We usually, like, trying to figure out the girls' room. We have different methods. I'm
You
a
want
person
down?
who will, like, literally cut out little pieces of paper to represent things and just physically manipulate them to try to figure it out. Tom has a drafting program, so he actually measures to the 1/8 of an inch trying to figure out. And then we just
Perfection is the
mess
best.
with it until we finally figure out something that's going to work. And sometimes it takes a while.
Mom, why didn't you make the pictures?
Yeah, for Hannah's bed, that's what I was thinking. If we did the bottom outside bunk, because they're double bunk beds. So, anyways, I was thinking that it would be easy to get her. You know what? I didn't even think of it. So maybe you could draw a picture. What could you draw a picture of?
I don't know.
What if you drew a picture of what your bed looks like so you could show it to everyone when we're done? So in case they haven't seen the video of your bedroom, you could show them.
Probably won't be getting a new van. This one's nice and paid for, and it still hauls everybody around. Maybe someday we get rich, but until then, we'll keep this
I'll
one.
never get rich, so.
Yep.
The purple drawers here in the kitchen are actually from IKEA. It's 3 separate dressers. What was the Tarva? Is that the name of them? I think they're unfinished wood dressers, and I bought them on IKEA's website. So I bought 3 of them, and then we painted them purple. And then this is an IKEA countertop that we cut down to fit the whole thing.
Dad, you probably will get rich when you retire and we all will send you money.
Any big plans for this year? I think I have the same big plans every year, and then I never get them done. I've been watching a ton of Jordan Peterson videos, though, and it's getting me really fired up to, like, let's get serious about what we're doing. And I really want to start writing. I want to start blogging more. I want to make more videos. But then there's all sorts of other stuff I want to do, too. So figuring out how to make that all work in the finite amount of time that I have is the thing. I don't know. Do you think we'll go back to Oklahoma this year for the conference again?
Probably.
And
Is that already coming up?
it was about this time last year that we started talking about it. I mean, it's in July, but
Solly, you can draw a map of your room, someone says.
it's a good idea.
Like a treasure map.
I don't have a room.
Papa Doug's going to be moving. So I don't know about going back to California again.
Sal will be out there. Sal, I talked to
Yeah,
Sal
it's not
today, and
that
he
we
said
won't.
that he still wants to come out and visit. He's been saying that for 20
years.
but
Well,
he's
it'd be nice
acting
if
like
he
he's
did.
serious this time.
Mrs. Kim says happy birthday, Miss Sophia.
You need it to be on the table.
Did you hear me?
Yeah,
Mrs. Kim said happy birthday.
I know.
Oh, can you tell her
But
thank
I
you?
need, thank you.
I didn't notice that the van had exactly 250,000 miles on it in Gillette.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I think I was.
Stop buying.
Yes, I do use 31 totes. That's like what we pack all of our stuff in when we go on trips. We have
Oh, don't touch that, baby
suitcases,
girl.
but I found the 31 totes work better. I mean, they just fit so nice in the back of the van that's what I use instead of individual suitcases for everyone. We're planning when the girls' room is done to, I think, do a whole room tour video when it's all done. And then I have tons of video that I've been taking all along the project. So we'll have probably a super long video of beginning to end, how the whole project went along. Although there's a lot less of the parts I did because I didn't really take video of when I was working on the room, but I got a lot of Tom working on it. So
I recorded the whole thing building the bunk beds.
yeah, he did on his GoPro.
Yeah, I don't. The camera got full after 4.5 hours, but very
We won't
end
make
of
a
it.
4.5 hour long
Yeah.
video. It'll be selective. Organization tips to start for a mom of 4. I have a couple of videos. I think it's a playlist called Small House, Large Family Organization or something like that. But the first 2 videos are on kind of my thought processes on how I start to organize things, and going on vacations is what really helped me start thinking this way, that when I go somewhere I have just what I need and it's so easy to stay organized. So I started thinking like trying to pack my home for life, so figuring out what it is we're doing, what do we need for these, and make sure I have all that stuff. And when you start focusing on what you want to keep instead of what you want to get rid of, it makes it really obvious what you can get rid of, because it's kind of like backwards packing, because you're putting the stuff you want in the house and getting rid of the stuff that you don't want. I don't know if that makes any sense. And
The
you
bunk
look like you have
beds
to say something.
don't interfere with the toy shelf, but Andrea still might do something else with the toy shelf.
In the girls' room.
Different kinds of baskets.
Yeah, do the baskets I bought stick out and interfere with the door a little bit, so I don't like that. So
Someone said you're beautiful, Asher. He's over there cutting his own French fries.
I did not even know there was a KonMari show on Netflix. Yeah, you should show everybody what you're making over there.
I'm squishing potatoes in the french fry.
Is it showing?
Yep, it was.
It's all black on here, so.
We'll see in here in a second.
I would love to write lots of books. So that's on my list.
You got a big list.
We watched a video this weekend of a guy, he was talking about
4 things I learned. That one?
the time management tips from this guy who wrote 3 graphic novels.
No, it was one graphic
No,
novel.
it was, I thought it was a trilogy thing. Well, he kept showing 3 pictures. I guess I don't know.
I think it's just one graphic novel.
Anyways, he thought it was going to take him a couple of years. It ended up taking him 13 years. And this scene where he talks about if he didn't figure this out over the course of his lifetime, he was only going to be able to make 4 projects, and that was not satisfactory. So these are some of the things he learned. And that visual that he
Nice
did
circle.
of the little timeline
good
of
one.
himself getting older and older and
Well, I missed
how long it was taking him, I'm like, okay,
think it
take
looks
this to
great.
heart. If I'm really going to start writing books and doing these things, I got to get going. So I do have a blog. I haven't taken time to like consistently write on it. AndreaMills.tv is my blog. If anybody ever wants to look, there's like 10 blog posts up there. Just have a store on there with my planner, and some free printable things are on there too.
No.
I need to work on that though. It's just ugly. And then I got this weird Facebook thing that somehow I put that on there, and it's just in a random place, and it's kind of a mess.
Would you mind if you sent Eden a gift card? I'm sure she wouldn't mind about that at all.
Yeah, it's
Would
going to
that
be
be
fun
cool?
getting to go shopping to get all their new stuff for their beds. So I'm sure she would love that. Is Hannah pulling herself up yet? She's just starting to think about doing that. And somebody asked earlier, is she not getting up? She does get up in that little thing. We have it on the floor in our room because she just gets up on her little knees and she reaches out and she gets whatever she wants, and she's
We're afraid she's gonna fall.
yeah, we don't want her falling. So it's been on the floor.
That's
for,
kind of the pressure to get the girls' room done ASAP. So
She's still happy sleeping in there, but it's definitely not safe to have her up on top of the dresser anymore because she's
That's
a
fine, go ahead.
crazy little kid. She sits there and she reaches out and flicks the handles on the dresser and reaches whatever toys she's thrown out and gets them back in there, and it's really cute.
thank you.
What's that? It's oatmeal sitting on the table.
Yeah, and it's so good.
What's one
She
place?
made oatmeal sitting on the table.
Oh man.
And it's our table.
That is our table. It's so long, just like our table, huh?
Yeah.
What are the kids' hobbies? What do you guys like to do?
StarCraft.
Judah likes to play StarCraft, and Judah has a YouTube channel, so he likes making videos.
I like playing
I need 8 more subscribers.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
all enjoy playing computer games.
Yes, computer games is just a
Pretty
given.
big hobby for
Thomas's
them.
hobby is YouTube. A lot.
I'm gonna go watch.
Thomas has been learning to play the piano, and he's been really enjoying doing that. He does that a lot in his free time. Let's see.
Tom, advice for young fathers.
Here's a good one.
Man, don't make waves. It's the best advice. No, really,
Hang in
though.
there.
Hang in there. No, I just mean sometimes you make waves on things you don't need to make waves on.
Pick your battles.
Sure. Just do it, and you're gonna make mistakes. But as long as you don't act like a jerk, generally you can't go wrong. So don't act like a jerk.
I think one of the biggest things for parents in general is realizing you are not your kids and your kids are not you. So don't feel like they have to act a certain way because they're going to embarrass you or whatever, because they're not you. And if they fail, you're not failing, and it's not your responsibility to make sure they succeed either. You're their guide to the world, and you're teaching them about how the world works. And figure out how to make that mental separation, that you're helping them on their life.
You're training adults.
Yes.
You're not entertaining children. So treat them like little adults that you want them to be big adults. Don't just act like kids just need to play and they just need to play awesome, and just let them play.
But at the
which-
same time, don't try to not let them play,
Oh yeah, don't just
because you're not
militarize them.
controlling them. You're just
No.
They have responsibilities, and just like adults, they meet their responsibilities, and then the rest of their time is their
I
own
tell
to
the
do
kids,
with
the
as they
older you
wish.
get, you start off having all fun and almost no responsibility, and the older you get, it starts to switch until you have almost no fun. But when you do have the fun, it's a lot more fun than other
Yes,
people get
and
to
you
have.
feel really good about yourself
Yes.
because you matter to somebody.
That's just part of growing up.
INFJ. Okay. INFJ, INTJ relationship advice in general.
It's such a perfect relationship. I don't know how you'd need any advice for a relationship like that.
It is in some ways.
No, really, I can't believe how well we get along as far
I
as
think
that goes.
because we both have introverted intuition as our top function, and we're both extroverted sensing, there's a lot that we have in common. But then there's those middle two that are so different from each other that all the time, I'm like, okay, so this must be because you're an extroverted thinker and I'm an introverted thinker. And how one of the things when there's a problem, how we deal with problems is a lot of times very different, and that can cause conflict for us because he likes to talk things out because he's an extroverted thinker. I like to withdraw because I'm an introverted thinker, and that can cause some stress for us, or it can escalate things more than they need to. So I think some relationship advice is like letting each other have the space to do whatever it is they need, like me being quiet, and if he needs to say stuff, just let him say it and he'll feel a lot better. And then when I need to go away, cry because you said the stuff you said, I'll feel a lot better.
That's good advice. Let her cry.
I don't know.
I think the table's 10 foot.
We're changing subject now, huh?
I'm just randomly picking questions off of there.
Thomas really enjoys holding Hannah.
Yeah. And
Like
Hannah-
when he comes home from work, that's usually one of the first things he wants to do is have a little cuddle time.
Hannah likes his cross necklace, so it entertains her for a long time there.
Do we ever fight?
Well, yeah. Not a lot, thankfully. We have disagreements, not frequently, but more frequently. But as far as a fight, it's been a while.
Outright fighting is
Less
just
than,
not
it's count them on one hand.
much more so when we were early in our
yeah.
marriage than now.
Yeah.
Because now we've learned a lot more about each other and how to keep
just
things
doesn't
from
matter
escalating
most of the
to the
time.
point of. But yes, there are definitely things that we have big disagreements on, and we just try to agree to disagree if possible.
I like it.
It came apart. I don't know.
I'll be 18 next month. Any advice for the adult life? Try to figure stuff out yourself as much as possible. Like,
Trust no one.
no, not that. Not that you don't trust anyone, but the faster you just learn how to deal with problems yourself, the much
Don't
further
rely.
along you're
Yeah,
gonna
try to
get
be
in life.
self-sufficient.
Because if you're waiting around for somebody else to deal with your problems, nobody's ever going to deal with
If your
them.
mom's got to stand in line for you at the DMV, you shouldn't do that.
So start right now. Start right now dealing with your own problems.
How are the
And
kids liking
you'll
their Christmas
you'll get
gifts
ahead.
so far?
How are you liking your Christmas gifts? That one of them you said?
Walmart videos can be nominated for the best comedy act on YouTube.
I don't know what we're looking at. Oh. So are you guys enjoying your Christmas gifts that you got?
Oh, yeah, I'm using my tires so often.
They
That
sit,
was
they
your
hold the
birthday
car
gift.
up.
Oh, it was.
So
They're all
yes,
mixed up.
Thomas
It was my
you got the
Christmas
crock pot, and we've taken some video, not edited, but we made a whole bunch of freezer meals from his cookbook, and he has them in the freezer, and before he goes to work, he's been using his crock pot, and even though he was confused by it, he's solving his own problems and feeling pretty good about himself, I think. And Asher, those were the two I was so worried about, not liking their gifts. But Asher told me how much he really did like getting his gift
What
of
did he get again?
his business stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And we set up with his customers to do billing with them, and so he's keeping track in his binder of the work he does for people, so we can send him a bill once a month. And I think he's feeling really good about it. And Judah's have you been using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just past 2 videos.
Yeah, his last 2 videos, he's used his new microphone. Did you use your green screen? And his green screen. Justus, we all know, has been loving the case that he got for his Nintendo Switch. And, well, he doesn't really have to do anything with that little dot cover because it just sits there, but it gets used all the time. And we've already discussed Eden's using hers. Everybody saw Solly using his on the Christmas video, I think, his art kit that he got. And of course, the little girls play with their little owls every day and use their backpacks
I think
all
that's
the
their
time.
favorite gift.
Yeah.
Owls are all over the place every day.
You know the area where it shows the people when you put
Yes,
them
I
down?
know. Yes, I
How do we
know.
keep the kids so quiet now? They can be noisy, but we tell them
We
before
yell at
start.
them before the live stream to be quiet.
We don't yell at them, but they know how. Everybody knows you teach kids different behaviors appropriate in different situations, and generally when we're doing a live video, it's not the time to be getting crazy. So
I'm missing.
if it wasn't a live video, they might be getting crazy.
And I just started doing home church together. We're in week 2. They're not very organized, tend to chit chat too much. Any tips? I think that's the part of church. That's church.
Honestly, it is just meeting together, finding out what's been going on this week. Having that fellowship is one of the biggest things.
I think that's the point of church, because we should be having a walk with God all the time. And if you're waiting for Sunday to have a walk with God, you're doing it wrong. So you get together Sunday to associate with other people and to learn and to be there for them and just be friends. That's what life is all about. And I think that's more what church is.
And how we do it is we're supposed to start at 10, but we usually visit for 30 or 45 minutes before we ever start anything. But eventually Tom will say, okay, let's get started. And then we sing a couple of songs together. And then either we listen to a chapter or whatever of the audio Bible and discuss it, or we might watch a video that we've been wanting to watch together.
Talk about things
Or-
we've studied in the
Yeah,
week.
that's what we've been doing lately. Just somebody will say, okay, I was reading this verse and I don't get this, or this is strange, or this was interesting, and then we all talk about it until we feel like, well, that was good enough, and then we pray, and then we start making lunch and talk a bunch more. No, Ryan, no more trips to Casper planned. It was a month ago today that we went last time to see him.
Yeah, that was the longest trip to Casper I've ever had.
I know, man. Well, I don't know if it was the longest, because last year when we went to see him, or last couple of years ago when we went, and we got stuck there for a couple hours when the road was closed because there was that
It
accident.
wasn't days, though.
This was on days.
Yeah, I had spent the night in Casper.
That was when you went to get Melanie. Oh, I was
Wasn't it
talking
the
about
last
a
time we
month
went to
ago
Casper?
when we went to see him.
Oh.
You've had 2 trips to Casper recently.
How did you put together your home church from the beginning? Well, I think we got sick of church,
Well,
and then we started a home church.
we just modeled what we were doing, though, basically, on how church.
Yeah,
how we done it.
just
at
we didn't
church.
like the idea of one person talk and a whole bunch of people just listen / sleep / don't pay attention or whatever. It just didn't seem like what the church was supposed to be. That's just our opinion, and so we having the interaction and the, more of a Bible study, I think, is what it really should be. There's what Solly drew. Is that a castle? Wow.
So we had my parents and my siblings, I think, started with us, and then we met our friends that still are with us now
My favorite part. Looks like a castle.
a few years after we started our home church.
You guys can't go blind.
So
Go eat your spaghetti.
as times went on, you know, different families have come and gone, and we just keep on doing it. And yeah, we sing together, we pray together, we talk a lot, we eat together, and we study something together. And we don't like get too hung up on making it too formal. But of course, if you don't have a plan, then it will just kind of not be what you want it to be. So
What is this, Eden?
It's a vampire.
Vampire. That's a really cute vampire. Reminds me of what was the girl on Adventure Time?
yeah,
I drew 2
Marceline.
the vampire queen.
Ooh,
What time is
I didn't
everyone
want to-
usually in bed for the day?
The 2 eggs wrestling.
2 eggs wrestling. Good job.
I didn't do it
Show us know what time everyone is in bed for the day.
Well, was it?
Never. We send the kids to bed, but they don't stay there.
Not lately, it seems like.
Yeah, lately it's not been going well.
The only good boy is
Kids are going downstairs.
That's fine.
So Sophie's not eating your spaghetti.
You paddling on the live stream?
I'm right here, buddy. I can see. um,
It's very fun. It's okay if I go in.
um,
It's okay
let's
if I
see.
go in.
yes, buddy.
Okay.
You know, when we started our home church, she says right now our home church is our family and it's such a precious time. And when we started doing it, it was because we felt we had to leave our church, and we started looking for a different church. We went to a lot of churches, but nothing felt right. And so we were like, well, we'll just do church at home until God leads us otherwise. And then we found out that we really liked it a lot better. And so now it's, what is it, 13 years later, we're still doing it this way. But it wasn't necessarily the thing that we said, let's start a home church. It's just, it was the option that seemed
Yeah.
the right one at the time. And if it was just our family, I think we would still probably do it.
How would you have church if you didn't know what church was? Like, if you just were born and didn't know anything about anything and read the Bible, and how would you have church? That's what I think. That's what I always like to think about, because we grow up with this idea how it's supposed to be. You know, you gotta welcome people, then you gotta shake hands for 5 minutes, pass the plate, sing songs for 15 minutes, have a sermon for this many, then have an altar call. It's like a formula, and that's just what we grew up doing, and so we think that's the right way to do it. But if you had never heard about it before, just looking at what the disciples did, that's what they did. They just met in homes. There's the verse that says, "Don't forsake assembling together, as is the habit of some." And the idea behind that verse is, while you're having church, don't forget to meet together once in a while. And I think now we meet all the time, but how very rarely do we actually have church? That's just my opinion on it, but
And there's nothing wrong with having
nothing wrong
all
with
the,
going to church at all. Nothing wrong with going to a
and
church.
even with obviously, if you don't have a plan, then there's nothing's going to happen. So having
Sure.
that sort of routine in a church, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a helpful thing. It's just if you've never had a home church or been part of that, it's hard to explain just what's different when you're just home and you're with friends that you really have an intimate relationship and you're really holding each other accountable because you really know what's going on in somebody's life. And it's different than being sort of in a big group where you start to become a little bit anonymous, because even though you're going, you can get away with attending without actually being.
It's like it don't
part
make
of
a
the
difference
group.
whether you show up or don't show up. Even when we were going to church regularly, I had more fun at the Bible studies. Like we go to
Yeah.
Wednesday night Bible study, and that was much more, I felt like church than going on Sunday, where I can literally go and not say a word to any living person and leave. And is that what church is? And I don't know, maybe it is, and that's nothing wrong with that. And you worship God any way you feel like it, but this just seemed like a good fit for us.
So Leanne Williams says she's 34
That's right.
and single,
Twin mom.
and she'd like to have more children and a husband. And what should she do? And we were talking about this with big life goals. If you want to get married, you have to have a relationship with somebody. And if you're gonna have a relationship with somebody, you have to
Go where the chicks are.
you have to meet somebody, and you also have to know who you're looking for. So you need to have something in mind of the kind of a person you want. So before anything, you need to figure out what kind of a person am I looking for, and figure out how to meet somebody like that. Online dating or ask people.
For us, it was the church angle. Was very important. That's very important to us, and so that's a good place to. We got set up by somebody else at church, so have friends that can set you up.
Yeah,
I
that's the
suppose.
thing. Float it out there. This is what I'm looking for, because if you start to become, it's like when you can have a baby and you pick a name for your baby, and suddenly you hear that name everywhere. Like when you actually start to focus on, oh, this is what I want in my life, and you're not just generalizing, but you actually literally are like, I'm looking for this type of a thing. You all of a sudden realize there's all these opportunities around you that you were passing by because you just didn't notice them. So get serious about who you're looking for, or the kind of a man you're looking for, and then get serious about asking other people in your life to help you find that person, and you probably will. Do we pass the plate at church?
No.
No. We are very much of the mind of using our money to help whoever
You
God
see
puts on our
somebody
path
in
that has a
need,
need.
you help them. You just be generous with what you have, and it's not. I think in a regular church setting, you got to pay the mortgage and the light bills and whatever, but we don't have to worry about that at home.
I miss probably good comments, but I'm afraid to touch the screen. So.
No, there was one lady that said she was having chaos and not the good time, and wish she could have the peace that we do. And how do we do that? But I saw that one, but I don't know how to answer that.
I think peace a lot of times just comes when you look at your options, because nobody has infinite time or infinite resources or infinite anything. We all have limits on what we can do.
You gonna eat your fries, Asher?
There's just limits, and when you acknowledge these limits, these are my choices or my best options, and you kind of explore what's
Good fries.
what's going to happen down the road if I choose this or this, you find peace, because you realize with where I'm at right now, this is the best choice that I can make, and I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go with it, be all right with that, and you find that you can be at peace with a lot of things that way.
I think I have a video on my channel about the secret to a happy life, and I think that's what motivates me. And generally the answer is lower your bar of expectations. You can't be disappointed when you have no expectations. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
It's just that there's nothing in life that goes the way you think it's
I'm
going to
gonna
go.
eat all your fries if you don't come eat them, Asher.
He's not feeling too good. I think the smell, he gets that way with
He
frying
hates your
stuff
copper
sometimes.
paint, he said.
What?
He hates your copper paint.
Oh, and
Give
we
him a
just
headache.
painted some stuff
Oh.
too, so he might be getting a headache.
Open up the window a little bit.
I don't smell paint, but he says he has a headache.
I
That's
don't
the
think it's
same
too
way.
young to get married at 18. That's the thing is, hopefully, your kids' spiritual maturity. okay,
I got her.
matches their physical maturity. It doesn't most of the time, it seems like, it's at least currently in our culture, but obviously God designed us at physical maturity to be pairing up and having families, so I certainly don't think there's anything wrong with it if somebody's ready. In fact, in our community, like in my parents' generation, a ton of people got married, and the 16, 17-year-old, in fact, my Aunt Mona is one of them, got married when she was 16, and her and her husband are still a very happy couple. They have 7 kids, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you're a selfless person, go for it.
Having the low bar. If you're waiting for a guy who's going to get on one knee and spout off some sappy poetry and cry like a girl at sunsets, then you're always going to look for the romantic involvement. And generally, from my experience, you'll never be satisfied, and because all that wears off. And then
It's
you're
the
left.
difference between the consumer mentality and like the creator mentality, that when you're looking at even a family as being something that you have, that you possess, that I want a baby because they're cute and sweet and wonderful, rather than I'm creating this life with someone and we're creating this world together, you know, whatever our property is, and we're creating this family, we're building human beings together. You approach things in a very different way. And so if you can approach that like I'm looking for a partner, even in a business sense, that my spouse is my partner in building this life together, and I need somebody who's going to be responsible and, you know, all these things, then you're going to operate differently than if you're just looking for somebody who's romantic and going to sweep you off your feet. That's like the consumerist way of viewing a relationship.
How did you propose to Andrea?
Exactly how he said that he was down on one knee.
Oh yeah, there's some real things you can't break, in my opinion. I'm all for originality and stuff, but Andrea is very traditional in that way, and would not be happy if I
It's cute. It's I knew he
skydive
was going
down
to
on the.
propose, and he thought that it was a surprise.
I haven't been able to fool her on anything in life, so every time I've surprised her with something, almost always she
He
knows.
took me to Rough Falls, which is a place that we'd went on a romantic date when we first. It was like so beautiful that night. I remember thinking this was the most magical night. It was winter and the waterfall was frozen, and it was like this perfect snow. It was so beautiful. So he took me back to that place, and he got down on one knee and he had the ring and he proposed. And then later, when my ring got damaged and lost, he bought a new ring secretly and took me back to the same place.
I kind of lose my sweetness when we haven't repaired you.
Yeah,
of
then
that
everybody's
ring.
gonna be like, "When are you gonna get that thing fixed?" But
Even that becomes something that's like, oh yeah, I got one of these on my finger. I mean, the commitment is there, and there's this thing, and how. I mean, it is important. I mean, I do want to
have
get
just
it
like
fixed.
a permanent ring now because I have this permanent indentation where it belongs. So I could get a tattoo.
No, you can't.
Hi, Jane. She's there. That's cute. I like that. Run after God and then look and see who's running after you.
We need to make tapioca again.
There were moments when you felt you weren't going to be a good wife when you first got married, like good at your role of supporting your husband and starting a family.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did for sure.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You're so good at it. I wouldn't have thought.
I was a baby sometimes. I can remember throwing fits in my heart about things, and I remember pushing you sometimes to see what my boundaries were. And
What were they?
I don't know. I just remember, like, is he going to put up with this if I act this way? And I know that I tested you, and sometimes, and then realizing that I'm doing that makes me think, man, I'm a jerk. And I don't know. I definitely had times where I wanted a family. That's all I ever wanted was to get married and have a family. But I certainly did have moments of thinking, I can't handle this, or this is really hard, or I'm not good at this, or whatever. So I still have those moments. When people say how organized I am or how patient I'm like, that is so not true. It feels like it, because I still am that way.
Well, I think it's about time to wrap up.
Is it already? Holy smokes. Eat those fries, Asher. That's something that I was thinking about, is we could try podcasting, because my trouble with sitting down and just doing a long talking video. I'm sure you have the same thing because this is actually they want you to do a podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, is that it's hard to find a time where I can just go close the door and it's not crazy in the house. And if I did that, then at least I wouldn't have to worry about kids running around behind me and those kinds of things. Just be audio. I was also thinking about just typing things because then I could do it at my leisure and it wouldn't matter if I had to stop in the middle and just doing blog posts. But
All right, well, say goodbye, everybody who's not here.
Bye, everyone who's not here.
Bye, everyone here.
yeah, we lost the crowd. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
We'll do it again next month, the exact same time. And I'm going to go through and schedule them one of these days. Schedule all of them so you can know when they're going to start instead of scheduling them an hour before they start. But we'll get it. See you guys later.